if you see the circle there at the bottom, that's mainly where I fish for the tournament area. The little circle over there, I did catch some fish on that point, but that's where I'm concentrating on for the tournament. So these are the areas that I'm focused on during practice. And what you have is a lot of grass and stuff in this area, 14 to 6 foot of water, and a couple of boat docks. All right, so here we go. For those of y'all that have never been to Johns Lake, clear water, grass everywhere, highly pressured, lots of boat traffic, skiers, jet skiers, you got it all. But with all that said, it is a beautiful lake and you do catch a lot of fish. The only issue is the larger fish are harder to find. So you are gonna catch a lot of dinks. So one thing you will notice that's kind of unique to this lake, from what I can tell, is that there's a lot of schools of bass. So you just see them coming out of the water everywhere. And they're hard to catch, actually. So you've got to try throwing little, tiny little baits. They're chasing like minnows. So what I did is I have like a little minnow style bait, and I cut the paddle tail off of it and make it look like a minnow, kind of similar to what they are, fishing it with a 1/16 ounce weight. So it kind of stays up in the water column where the fish are at. And that seemed to be successful. I mean, granted, every time I threw in there, I didn't catch them, but I could feel them pecking at the baits. And every now and then one would grab a hold of it. But you would think you would catch one every cast, but it just doesn't happen that way. And you'll see tournament day, I'm just in a school of them and I'm having a tough time catching them. So I'm watching these fish blow up, so I make a decision. I have my little minnow on. I'm gonna try and cast out there, see if I can. Here they are again. I'm seeing them blow up. So I keep my minnow right there handy, cast out, see if I can't get one to commit. My bread and butter was dragging worms through the grass, speed worms, ribbon tails. Dark colors seem to work for me best. The Junebug red, speed worm. I went through a whole bag of those tournament day, but I did catch them on the natural green pumpkins, red glitter, stuff like that, watermelon red. They would pretty much hit everything. You just have to get in that grass, and I think one of the things that helped me was I didn't peg my weight, so I had like a 1/4 ounce weight, maybe a little heavier, and non-pegged, and just let it kind of sit through the grass. And then I would think with it not being pegged, I think my weight would drop a little bit. My worm would get hung up in the grass and it would attract those fish. But I did catch a lot of fish that way. Here we go. Then able to find some reeds. If you know me, I'm looking for reeds all over the place. But creature baits, man. It's dark, green pumpkin, blue glitter, darker baits. Seemed to work for me. I tried to do Senkos, but I couldn't get a bite, so I just stuck to that missile D-bomb. My go-to flipping. What I figured out is these schools of fish are pretty impossible to catch, but it's so intriguing. You just get lost trying to catch them, and you end up chasing these fish all around the lake trying to catch, you know, maybe one or two, and they're all small. I learned that the smaller fish have a lot of energy to expend. You know, the bigger fish can be laid up somewhere, so these smaller fish are running around chasing minnows, but it's fun. It's like having live scope with no live scope. So like I was telling you, I'm at the bottom in that area where I had the circle on the map. So I'm starting there. My plan is to throw top water first thing for about 30 minutes. So I start out throwing a whopper plopper just in some of these little pig trail lanes in the tall grass. And then something catches my eye, a group of fish schooling. So again, I get lost in the sauce and divert from my plan. So what was really cool about this little pot of fish, for whatever reasons, they kind of stayed in one area, and there was a lot of them. When I'm talking a lot, I'm talking dozens and dozens and dozens. Schools popping up all around me, and I was able to fish there pretty hard for about 45 minutes and end up picking 4 fish out of here first thing in the morning. I think only one of them might have been one of the fish I measured, but you could see bigger fish in there. I could see the bigger ones jumping, and I would try to target them, and I would land it right on their head, the minnow, and they just wouldn't commit to it for whatever reasons. You had to cast in there 10 times before you got one to hang on to it, and then you were lucky to set the hook. So this first fish, I'm throwing an underspin, and he bites it pretty quick, but he jumps off right at the beginning, so I leave my first fish of the day. Now I'm just gonna drag a worm. I'm gonna go flip those reeds that I was flipping earlier in the practice and see if I can't get a couple fish out of there. So this grass is everywhere, man. All you gotta do is find a little spot, get you a heavyweight on there, unpegged, and just run it through that grass, and you're gonna catch fish. But I picked one up along the way. Here's something a little different, something I normally don't do a lot, but I got a spinning rod set up for a drop shot, fishing about a 12-inch leader on it, robo worm, purple color, and I pick up a couple fish this way. This was one of my bigger fish during the day, fishing a drop shot. I'm still in that same area over there by that cove, kind of on the point, out about 20-30 yards from the grass. But you're gonna find grass like 100 yards out, man. It's everywhere. But this was a cool fish to catch. this here ends up being the biggest fish I catch all day. So I'm flipping those pads right there, and I see a fish chasing something over by these pads. So I pick up the first thing I get, which is my heavy sinker with a speed worm on it. And it's not ideally what I would throw in that situation. I would probably throw like a 16th ounce Senko or something just to let it slow roll it. But that's all I had sitting right there. So I throw it over there, and luckily I get the fish to bite, and he hits it hard, man. I mean, you could tell it was a nice fish when he hit it, because it was just a big thump. And good thing I caught this fish. This is what helped me get the money. Well, this will about do it. So this will be my last fish. I'm just right here at the boat ramp, casting out where all these boats are coming through, stirring little bait fish up. I get one to bite here, but that's a wrap, man. If you would just stick around, and we do raffle prizes at these tournaments. We give away like $300 worth of stuff. Lakeland Outfitters hooks us up. Bull Bay Rods hooks us up. Everybody local around here is helping us out to make these tournaments a lot better. So check out the raffle giveaway at the end, and thanks for watching.
All right, here we go, boys. Lake's on the dinks, the dink fest today, but we got some good results here. All right, here we go. Results from Lake John, September 20th. Third place, Jonathan Gandy, 69.75 inches. Get over here, Jonathan. Second place, 76 inches, Dale Templeton. All right. Who's that guy? And first place with 80 inches, dude. I knew if you had 80 inches, you're going to win it. Zach Scott. All right. Diver money. Big bass with a 19.25 inches and 10 inches goes to Jonathan Gammy.
Really?
Yeah, right. Hey, will you get our picture? Alright, y'all ready for the real deal? So hang on to your raffle chips because that can't
More overtime.
So hang on to those raffle chips. Don't turn them in until the end. We're going to do a double raffle. So at the end, there is a jersey that Lakeland Outfitters provided today. It's a large. So if you wear a large, if you get your number called, have at it. So we got Lakeland Fishing Outfitters provided us with a spinning rod today, and we provided ourselves with Kastking Zephry, so y'all know. But we're gonna give this away, and we'll just keep going until all the stuff's gone. So first, second, whatever, it's a right-handed reel. So whatever y'all want, take it. It's a Kastking Zephry BFS reel. My favorite. I got favorite. No, I wish. Alright, here we go. So I don't know where these are at, but I'm just going to call numbers. Number 6, I think. Something not on the bottom. Actually.
I think that's on the top there, but that's alright.
Number 4. Oh, that's it. I'll give it up, go. Number 2. Whose life vest is this? Give this away.
Look at that.
It was the whole.
He was walking on the way.
Number 9. Number 10.
Oh man.
No, I went through all back. 3. 8. Does this come with the scissors? 7. 7. 11. 1. Hey, who got 7? Who got 7?
I'll try to fit him up. Yeah, come on.
Alright, here we go. This is for a jersey. Yeah, if you already won, you ain't getting it. Alright, for a custom jersey handmade, Lakeland, Florida. Number 4. Is that you, Dylan? Alright, John's already got a jersey. Number 2. Alright.
You're welcome. I'm starting to think he's pretty great for Jones. Yeah, right. And we're doing it right next to the John. Yeah, on Lake John. On Lake John. Alright, That looks sexy right there.
That's sexy. Alright, we got Lake Parker, last one for the championship, so everybody try and make that one. That's a good fun. That's the basic home.
Makes you happy.
What makes me happy?